We have a disclosure. Be aware, risk in the market. Normally we start at 10 o'clock. We will start a bit early today. It seems like we get in a lot of new signals. For the ones that just joined us today, we will tell you, or we will show you what to look for. We have a 3 automated trade in here. The left upper corner, I put it in the blue so the numbers can stick out a little bit more on the YouTube. The first column is a signal, direction of the signal. Then a re-entry based on a pullback. Here's your numbers. Entry price on a new signal. Target price. As an example, right now we have a new target on the ES, a new entry on the ES, and we just got the new signal on it. And you can see it right there on the market analyzer. Then here we have the P&L. Right now, total P&L based on one contract, 1 minute every single day, the same. We only use 1 minute. And the total based on one contract, we have 277 ticks, 2248. Not all day long. It's based on the last entry signal only. Again, this is based on the last entry signal. And then we have when the targets hit, like the NASDAQ, you will have, it says on it, target hit. And let me see. We already exit on that trade here with the target hit. Here's your target and the target hit. And actually, we went above the target, which based on one contract, we have 138 ticks, 690 in that last entry signal. The same story here on the Forex. You get the 1 minute signal, the direction, entry price, target, trailing stop 1 and trailing stop 2. The blue market analyzer here is the scalper. And then at the bottom here, it is the Ninja Trader Ninja Trader controller. Those are based on the swing trading, and I always share my favorite chart for the DAX. Whoever trade DAX in the mornings, this is my trade on the DAX for today, and this is the swing trading, and we will be covering the swing trading, scalping, and we cover also the price action. On the scalper, we use 1 minute or 150 ticks. I'm gonna put the 1 minute and 150 ticks, so you get to see both of them, the 150 ticks and 1 minute, and those are both of them for. Sorry, I don't have too much room. Now you can see on the DAX we have on one trade 5,000. And then NASDAQ 1034. We'll cover those trades. We'll find out where are they, and we'll show you those trades on the NASDAQ and CL, DAX, all of them. Those are the swing trading, and those are right now into the trade. And we will try to get it out right now for you guys. And then we have the clock. It's 9:50. Normally we start at 10 o'clock. And we'll try to squeeze everything in one screen. I'm having a hard time squeezing everything in one screen. We will do that. On the NASDAQ 1 minute, here is your swing trading based on the NASDAQ 1 minute. Right now we are on that trade. The trade took it at 9 o'clock. And from 9 o'clock, we're still on the same trade on the NASDAQ based on 1 minute. And we can fish the rest of them if you want to. We have the CL taking the trade based on 1 minute. This is the swing trading. and we are on that trade based on a 1 minute. And on that trade right now, we have $720 on that trade. And we can go on and on. We will be covering the swing trading, but right now we need to keep our eye on the ES, NASDAQ, and Dow Jones, and trying to figure out how we're gonna get some of those traders uh, uh, to to find an entry signal for the traders. The system is very friendly use. None of those systems here require back testing, forward testing. Most of this automated trades, they require optimization. They fail. When you do the optimization, usually you have a very good results, but then when you put them to work, they don't work. So all those systems here, we are taking an over with the adjustment, and the trade is coming out of your computer. It's not coming out of our system. It's coming from that system on your computer straight to your broker. But we are the ones who is controlling, and we keep adjusting the system if need to be adjusted, and we give the traders a break for not sitting and trying to sit for the next 6 months trying to optimize. And they normally, based on our experience for the last few years, that most of those traders, they have failed to optimize, a lack of knowledge, the market or ninja trader, or sometimes also there is a limitation on any platform how much you can optimize. And some of the system, if you optimize it, you ruin it. Practically, you ruin it. As an example, if you have a two moving averages, you cannot optimize. This is an example because when you're trying to optimize two moving averages, they start getting wider and wider because the system thinks it's getting more money by widening the moving averages. So not everything can be optimized, and sometimes you leave it to guys know what to do, and the trader just concentrate on when to trade, when not to trade, when to push brakes and say, I'm off this table. I don't want to trade anymore. Or today is a chop. I should not be traded. Or today is a good day to trade. Those are the most important things for a trader. If you want to automate trade, he has to look at the market and decide if he's going to dive into this game today or not. This is the biggest problem among the unprofessional traders, that they do not comprehend uh, those about market, um, when it could be traded and when it's not. This is the biggest problem amateur trading face every single day. They look at numbers, they don't look at the market's movement, and this is a disaster. So we will be analyzing today what we will be analyzing today what's going on in the market, and then we will be telling you when there is a trade, or when this market getting a chop in some area, you should not be trading it. And uh, just a second, guys. Do have photo? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, they hit me. Okay. So so we will look at we have a lot of runs on the CL Nasdaq, and we have ES as well. Let's go back and look at the Nasdaq 1 minute. And now we are on this Nasdaq trade 1,500. If we want to analyze what's going on this Nasdaq, I usually take an empty chart with hour fibs, and and Guys, just a second because I'm getting hammered with all kind of different messages, so I need to log off the messages. It is very hard to concentrate on three different automated trade and chat with everyone. So let me show you how I examine the market. I usually take a clean chart like this one here, and I don't even color the now what is that? I don't even color the chart, and then what I would do, I just examine the level, and I look at the 1 minute, and I can get a very clean picture where I can take a trade. I don't need all those indicators or all the whatnots to know where I need to trade, but that is not does not come overnight. So right now I can see exactly what's going on in the Nasdaq. The true story is not in the Renko bar. When you want to try to examine what's going on in this market, neither range. With all the respect to the range, because there is a lot of professional traders use range, and it is very good to use the range, but it takes as well. But for me, 1, 3, and 5 minutes, those are the true story. So immediately I can spot a trade right now, being going and on this breakout, coming to this level here, 758.75. This is a very good tradable market to short out the market on the Nasdaq at 58.25. And this is, I'm talking about manual. If you wanted to interested in it, you want to follow me on a sim with it, you can get a trade on the 58 level or 57.50 level, and a short trade on that. One of the things also, you can examine what's going on the Nasdaq. The Nasdaq already hit the target, and this is another clean picture what's going on the Nasdaq. Already hit the target, so there is not much to do. Those two yellow lines in here indicate that there is no more long trade. Those two yellow lines, and we have the same two yellow lines at the bottom, indicate there is no more short trades. Those are not overbought, oversold indicators. Those are total different, and they are 9 out of 10 accurate. There is nothing in this business 100%, but 8 or 9% they hit it, you know. And then what I do usually also, I look at the reversal on a Renko bar, because I use the Renko bars for reversal, and then I can pinpoint the exact tick to take a trade on the Nasdaq. And on those trades here, do not underestimate those trades here, because what you are doing, you're taking the market from all the way to the top to the bottom. This is an ES. Let me see on the Nasdaq. So as an example, on this one here, on this Nasdaq right now, there is a very good trade from 58 level all the way down to the 36. This is the trade for today for the guys. Stay a little bit close on this one here. 1 second. Don't do anything right now. Don't do anything. Don't do anything. Wait. Wait till this bar close. All these bubbles. Don't do anything. And then once this bar close, put the sell order right there. Now you can put the 7.658, because what we're looking at right now, this is how, if you're not sure how to do that, this is the way you need to do it. The reason is all this is noises, and it's not acceptable anywhere above those two yellow lines. It's no longer acceptable to take a long trade anymore. To look, if you want to pinpoint what's going on the Nasdaq, I'm showing you some manual and automated trading. If we are looking here on the 6-2 Renko bar, that it is a way out of the band, and look, is immediately telling you there is a reversal, R4 warn and take a profit. So being out of uh, the the band, and there is nothing anymore driving that Nasdaq. That means it is going to be uh, uh, this is going to be a drop down very soon on the trade. We have the ES trade right now. I'm gonna take it a little bit off on the ES. CL, we are still on that trade, and right now we have 300, 400 ticks, 19 ticks on the ES. The ES started when we started this webinar. Nasdaq 210 ticks now is over for the Nasdaq. There is no more trade on the Nasdaq. 27 ticks on the YM. Here is the YM at 27 ticks. The target on the YM is at 26,504. I'm going to take it a little bit higher to see what will happen to the ES. So there is nothing anymore. The ES hit the target, and we are into the yellow area here. So I will not. If you are not on a trade with the ES, you should not be taking any more trades. It's finished. It's over. The target is 29.25, and this is it. It can go one bar above or below, but this is where the ES destination is 29.25. It can go one bar above or below, but it is over for to trade in long with the ES is over. Also, trading long with the Nasdaq is over. And once we hit the target on the Nasdaq, we're gonna see something different. The market, it will be reversible. So right now we have okay. The ES missed the target by 2 ticks. That's very fine, but it's over on the ES. There is no more long trade on the ES. Nasdaq, we still YM, we have those double resistance, but it's not gonna go anywhere above the 26,504. That's for sure. CL start changing momentum. No, still okay. But the CL has already hit the target 7109. So I put it here to see if there's any potential to go drop to the 7148. But the CL is already hit the target, and we can see it on your market analyzer. The CL has hit the target. So actually, we are waiting for a new signal. And right on the spot with the ES. And now the ES is pulling back to the tick. So this is the area where you should not be taking long anymore. This is where you will be losing money if you are thinking about taking long, and short should be in order. Reversal should be in order. YM is jammed middle of the way because of this double resistance. We'll see what will happen for the YM. Nasdaq is over, guys. You just sit down and wait on the Nasdaq, and it's gonna drop down again. There is no more long trade on the Nasdaq, that's for sure. This little spike has changed the whole thing on the Nasdaq, but the Nasdaq, it will be down, and we will see how the Nasdaq start losing momentum on this one here. If we see The Nasdaq, we have the reversal. Is running out of steam, and this is a really critical area to take long on the Nasdaq. It's extremely critical area, so it's not tradable long. You should be thinking short on the Nasdaq. If we look at the Nasdaq right now, we had a reversal here. They played with it all the way to the top. Fine, they got the traders lost with it, but now the Nasdaq is start losing momentum, and now we are into the drop. It was supposed to be a good entry here, but then a little bubble here, and then now start losing trade. And this is where you can see on the trend exhaustion, your double MAC and everything comes in with the R7, and this is one line, and it is a reversal. Fine, fair enough. So it is the Nasdaq is a dead uh, trend to the long side, and now it's gonna just misguide you on those movement. You should not be taking any more long trades on the Nasdaq, and we will wait till this Nasdaq come down a bit, and we'll see what we'll do with it. Uh, uh, on the automatic swing trading, the Nasdaq is still has not closed that trade, and on the 5 minutes, the DAX is still on the same trade all day long. This is your DAX 5 minutes, still on the same trade all morning and has not closed. This is a very serious trade. So this is amazing. I mean, for me, this is an automated trade. Is the one who's deciding to take a close position. For me, I will not mess with the Nasdaq to the long side anymore. This is the difference between a human and um, if you are in a trend, you are already in a trade. That's very fine. But should I go into the Nasdaq right now? I must be mad to go into trade on the Nasdaq long, because it's those now whatever we are looking at, these bubbles coming out of the Nasdaq, it's become irrelevant to the trade, and this is not your area to trade it. And this is where most of the traders start making mistakes. Actually, there is certain area you should not mess with, and on in this market here right now, we have on the Nasdaq, it's been given as a warning sign. I never trade the Renko with a trend. I use the Renko for reversals only. This is the first sign. And then we have the R7. Then the market to drop, then come back, followed by diversion. And now we have a sell signal. And this is it. The market is coming down to the 66150. This is where uh, the market is going. We examine it, but now the destination on that Nasdaq is 66150. This is where it's coming down to, and then we deal with it when it gets there to see how things is gonna. I'm gonna keep my eye on it. ES, the story is over. We hit the target right on the spot. And now we are pulling back to this area here. You can see it on the system. The pullback re-entry is 29.1925. And this is exactly what it says here, the safe entry. You can see it. This is a pullback re-entry. That auto trade does not keep taking a trades. We take a trade on the way up, and then it's going to give us a new signal when we have a short. Then if the market decided to go up again, then we have a new signal on the long. But you're not going to have two signals going long at the same time. You only have one signal, one entry when the market want to trend up, and then when the market goes down, you will have a new signal. The reason for that, when the market goes sideways, most of the traders do not comprehend it. And this is where you start losing money, even if you are auto trading. When you dive into chop market, this is where you auto trade start losing money. So this is how things work. When the market is getting sideways, this is where everybody start losing money. This is your NASDAQ. We are going straight to that level 60.25, right on the spot. And we will take it from there. Once it gets here, we'll take it from there. But this is the direction for the NASDAQ right now is 60.50. Final destination for that uh, NASDAQ. So we will look at it and examine it when it gets there. I think the CL is died on us. Let me see. The CL, after it hits the target, nothing has happened. So I think the party is over on the NASDAQ, on the CL. We will see. So what we are looking for, actually, guys, we are looking for a new signal. Right now we are 238 ticks based on the last entry signal, and we have the scalpers are struggling. The 1 minute scalping is really struggling. Also, the forex is struggling. So there's a little bit side market right now, and you should not be taking a long trade on the ES. You are at the most of you are in ES traders. You should not be taking any more trade on the ES long, because long right now on the ES is a high critical area to trade. So you should not be taking any more long trade. Otherwise, 8 out of 10, your trade is going to be a losing trade. This is a very high risk entry on the ES. Of course, sometimes you can take those trades here on the high risk and then make it 10 ticks, 15 ticks. But this is a critical area to take trade long on the ES right now. So you should take your hands off trading long on the ES, and absolutely you don't have any option to take a long trade on the NASDAQ. What we are leave the NASDAQ alone. We should not be taking any trades on the NASDAQ. I'm going to be canceling this right now and look at this market to see what will come out to. The market after this rally a little bit did not do anything. It's just sitting and not moving. So we don't want it to jump into something we don't want it. So the market is a bit dying on us right now. So we're going to stay on the side. And then we will be trying to see if we can find anything to trade. And then we we call it for you if you want to. It is very, very straightforward. Once you hit the target on those charts, you gotta be careful not to go long. That is gonna cut off a lot of trades, bad trades on from your side. Um, I would not touch this ES long at all. You know, whoever followed us on the when we first started the webinar on this entry, it was very flat when we started this webinar today. Uh, it's okay to stay on that trade, but for a guy come in right now when I trade the ES, I would not advise you to do anything on it. So we're gonna be sitting on the side a little bit, and it's probably going back to test the 29.25. Fair enough, but you cannot. It's too late to take a long trade on the ES right now. It's very late. Right now, we have on the market analyzer on the top, you can see we have 286 ticks, and you can see how the ES is going to drive you crazy. So we're not touching it. You see how this ES now going back and forth, and now this market every time trying to get up goes back down. That it is very unpleasant for a guy is trading. The minute he taking a trade, this market gonna go against him. Then he takes another trade, then the market is gonna. This is where really most of the traders fell into those traps, and they start losing money because they are not looking at the bigger picture. That ES is done for now. For now, it is done. So, and you can see those targets and the entry price and the trailing stop based on the fibs is splitting your chart in three pieces. Once this market is hitting the target or around the target, you're done. You're finished. It tells you it's done. So we know uh, we are cutting that chart in pieces, in three pieces. Anything below this entry level is short. Anything above, as long as this ES still above this all this mess in here, it is long. We're not thinking short. The only time you think short is when you wanted to short out the market on a reversal, like what we are trying to find on the Nasdaq as an example. This one here, I caught it. It was over from here, but then they went and spiked it all the way up here. Fine, I couldn't handle it. Dropped. Then try again. Dropped. And now you can see those levels start getting lower and lower, and that it is where you should not be messing anymore with the Nasdaq. Only short because it is out of the band. A lot of sign is telling you I'm running out of steam. Right there, it's finished. Look, it's running down. So can we afford to take a short trade? The probability 74.50. It will be very genuine trade 74.50. Let me see if there's anything here. The problem is 74.64. Once you see the start, this is an entry. This is signal entry short. We have an auto trade for that, as a matter of fact, but it is a very small trade. It's not gonna go that far. It's a very small trade. It's a scalping trade. It's not swing trading. So this is can drive us crazy trying to pick up a trade between those two, three lines. It is very hard when the market flat out like this or start struggling, keep moving forward. This is where most of the traders start losing money, actually. Nasdaq is losing momentum, and YM giving up all his trades, and now we have the ES is losing momentum. So that's why I strongly advise not to take a long trade on the ES. Is to start running out of steam, and there is nothing we can do on that ES, Nasdaq, and Dow Jones right now. There is nothing we can do. All what you're gonna have bump into a lot of bad trades, actually. So hands off the trading. If you have an auto trade, whether it's hours or not, strongly advise you to cool off a little bit with your auto trading, and let's wait to see how this market wanted to be. It's not, there is no direction right now. So this is where the time you need to wait a little bit so we can go for another round. It is a very simple, straightforward. I can see there is a trade on the Nasdaq, and I'm not going to be calling it because it's a very small trade. This is a pullback re-entry at the 64.25, but it's not going to last forever, so I'm not calling that trade. Um, Once we break this chart into three pieces, you will have a clear vision where you need to stop trading. I mean, this is the auto trade is taking those trades. We have a new signal on the DAX. You can see the new signal on the DAX. It says on it buy. The entry price is 413.5. Target 435. But for me personally, I would not to trade the DAX at 10:24 Eastern time. If you wanted to trade the DAX, it's supposed to be in Deutschland time in Frankfurt, where you have to get up around 4 o'clock in the morning Eastern time to trade the DAX. But I would not to trade the DAX during the U.S. session. Okay, we are sitting on the side. We don't want to get in trouble. We are waiting for a new signal. This is the first round this morning on the. I don't have them all. I have them only on the Nasdaq and on YM and a CL and an ES. So those are the first round in the morning, and we're still on that trade on the ES. This is the ES trade. Here it says 500, and here it says 500. So this is the first round, and now we are waiting on the second round. Once we see the market turn around, because you cannot trade those markets and those level. Absolutely, you cannot. Neither auto trading, guys. Neither auto trading. Maybe the auto trade scalping is gonna make 10 ticks here and there. I'm not gonna argue with that. And I have the swing trading is not even a closing position, is staying on that trade. I'm not gonna argue with that either. But those trades are from an earlier time. So if we are, if I need to come in right now and trade the Nasdaq, it's not tradable. But for whoever caught this Nasdaq earlier time, he's having a ball. But to go ahead and enter the market right now, it is crazy, absolutely crazy. You cannot enter the market right now. Very simple. On the ES, when we first started this webinar this morning, the ES was flat on that entry, and we went up with it. That's very fine. But should I take a trade right now on the ES? No, it's very late. Very late to take any trade on any of them. Nasdaq, Dow Jones, YM. It's very late to enter the market right now. In order for you not to sit down all day long and you are really wanted to get it over with and take some trades, then you need to start looking for reversals, trade. And we have one coming up probably very soon. I'll keep my eye. I don't want to call the trade ahead of time. I will keep my eye on it at 74.50, and then we'll let you know if this one is genuine or not. Here is your YM. It's shooting straight to the target, and the target is 507, but good luck with that. So right now we are on hold, and there is no trade. What is the CL? Let me see. Oh, here it is. Okay, it looked like we might gonna have a new entry on the CL. That's good because ES we have a new entry on new signal on the CL. Is entry price 7206, target 7234. A new signal on the CL, guys. 7206, exit at 7234. So this is what is nice about it. When there is no trace on the other instruments, you can always find an entry on a different instruments. So this is the latest signal, 70206 as an entry and an exit at 7234. We have a new signal on the Russell. Sell? Okay. Sell entry on the Russell is 6957. Target is 6898. I'm not a Russell trader. Before I was, but I have not touched the Russell in the last 3 years. Um, so if you want to follow those trades, guys, you follow it on a sim. On your CL, you are already up 5 ticks on the CL, a new entry. Seven ticks on the latest entry on the CL. Look at the Nasdaq is dying. You see? So from that breakout on the Nasdaq from 1003, and now is 1031. What did you miss on the Nasdaq? How was your auto trade? I'm sure. I mean, we don't collect any numbers or names. Any guy, his auto trade took a trade here. Whatever that auto trade he's using, he lost money here. He lost money because the Nasdaq is sitting on hold flat. There is nothing, so you have not missed anything on the Nasdaq at all. So that's how it is. ES, too late to enter an ES. ES YM, there is a potential reversal on the YM, but this is it. There is not much. So the scalpers are struggling today. Look at this. I mean, even yesterday they were doing much better. Today there is some losses on the scalpers. Welcome to trading. We show everything. We don't hide anything. Now today, yesterday, if you look at the video yesterday, we had a Fed stock yesterday. They were doing much better than today, and today they are just eating banana. And welcome to trading. There is nothing we can do. On the other hand, if we look at the DAX trade, we're still on the same trade, and there are two charts up to 7,000. Okay, now the 1 minute NASDAQ is done. This is the one we were watching. And this is a 1 minute, not some kind of weird looking chart. And already hit the target on the swing trading. And this one here is an honest 1 minute, none of those hypocrite 1 minute. And this is 1720, and this is done with the Nasdaq. For the DAX, I'm sure we had some traders using the 3 minutes or the 5 minutes this morning in Europe. So this is 6,967 on that trade. Amazing. Also, the ES 1 minute on the last trade, I took it around. The swing trading should be started around 9:30 Eastern time. Not unless if you want to get up in the morning for the DAX trading, then you can chase the CL and the DAX. But for the guys in the US or the ones are trading the US market, you should not be turning on your swing trading before 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock Eastern time, because we need this high time, and whatever you can get out of it, you can. If you want to trade the DAX, then you better start getting up early in the morning. So this one here, we had a small trade, irrelevant because the market was not moving. And this is the trade was taken at 9:49, and we are $700 in that trade. And this is a genuine 1 minute. It's not one of those, whatever they call it, line kinky bar, whatever the hell the name is it. You cannot even see the trend in it. So this is an honest 1 minute, not one of those, the ones they tweak. So whoever took that Nasdaq earlier today, he's a happy man. This is almost $1,000 on that trade. Yeah, we cannot win it all, and I'm not on it. I'm not. I'm not on that trade on the Nasdaq. I am not. I'm not. So I was exit on that long time ago. So I'm not on that trade either. 300 ticks, $2,000. And the ES, it seems like he is wanted to come into that target 29.27. If you are on that trade, and any of our customer is on that trade, exit at 27 or exit here and get it over with. This is a good money. You should not be greedy today. The market is really a bit sloppy. So, okay, guys, if you are on an ES trade, get out of that trade. It's finished. Anything else we have? I'm trying to find something to chew on. Nothing. Okay, guys, I'm gonna go for a fresh coffee and then uh, we'll continue. We're really struggling market today. There is a buyer, so we are about to hit the 29, 28 on the ES. I'm hoping to go higher, but I'm not sure. So the target is 29.28 and is over actually. All right, be right back. Thank you. Nothing can be done, guys. We gotta wait. Nothing can be done. We are waiting. Nothing can be done. There is no magic. It's gonna move this market, not unless if we have some kind of breaking news. But there is nothing gonna um, help us move this market at the moment. And the target on the ES 29, 28, 75, and call it off. Then we need to find a new signal or a re-entry point. There is nothing left. An ES on the automated trade, swing trading, it hit 900. It's gonna hit 1,000. This is it. There is nothing. For our traders, if it's any of our traders there, um, if you have a question about trading or about any of this chart, you're very welcome to chat with me, and we will about the trading, guys, not about tomorrow or what do you think, or just about the trading right now. If you have anything you would like me to explain, I will be more than glad to explain. Uh, but the change in machine licenses and all this, please leave it for later on. Thank you. Okay, thank you. Somebody sent me a message, said, you sound like you need a coffee. Yes, I'm beat. Thank you. Okay, we have one guy. The he did go on a live trade, and he nailed all four of them. This is very nice. I don't know when he started. He started, it seems like he started around 9 o'clock. He hit live 575. So he has the target on 500, because when you are using the auto trade, even if your daily target 500, if the last trade is uh, is coming to your favor, it's gonna stay on that trade. Thank you, Fernando. And it looked like this guy, he had the daily target 500. He nailed 575 on this one here. 3 trades on the Nasdaq, 535, CL 640. He's using the B scalper. Okay. And then he nailed 645. So on the YM, he hit 145, takes more. That's good, Fernando. Very nice. And you start getting. Robert, I don't have a problem with the sound. I don't know if you have a problem with the sound, Robert. Can you hear me, Roberto, on Robert, can you hear me on them? I don't know, but I'm sure I don't have a sound problem. Mhm. David, uh, let's see. How do you stop along on an auto? Okay, very fair enough. David, if you are using the scalper or you are using the swing trading, all of them have a button on the top. You can say close position. Okay, then you can close the position. If you don't want, like right now, the system now the market is not moving. You don't want your auto trade to take a trade right now. You want it to hold on a little bit on the trade. And as long as this auto trade is not in a trade, you can put pause. You can pause the auto trade and not take any trade. I have one guy uh, from a different country. His auto trade was working like now on a trade. And you know what he did? He paused the auto trade and got out of the house. You do not pause the auto trade if you are in a trade and get out of the house. Then he called me and he said, Sam, what's wrong with your system? I said, what's wrong with my system? He said, I paused the auto trade and then it kept going on that trade. If you are pausing the auto trade and you are in a trade, he thought by clicking this one here, his broker is gonna hold position for him at the 26.75 as an example. Your broker has nothing to do with your posing. If you cannot use this button if you are in that trade, you have to wait till the auto trade is a flat, or you flatten everything, and then you can pose the auto trade, so will not take any new trade. But do not, like what this guy did. He was in a big trade like this one here, and he clicked on here, and he thought now the auto trade is gonna hold his position till he gets back. I don't know why would he think that, because the broker care less, and the broker cannot hold your position in here. Sometimes we get some weird, mysterious way. I don't know how to sort it out. So you can close it on the David on the swing trade in here, the price action. You can close it manually and make sure by taking those, or you can go to your P&L here and right click and a close position. But make sure everything is flat by flatten out everything. This is the best way to do it. So before you close your Ninja Trader, make sure you do not have an open position, because sometimes we are okay. Now it's closed, this one here, because sometimes we all have experienced that we thought we are flat, and maybe you still have one trade in the market. So make sure every single um, uh, instruments is flat position. So we are done with this one here. It is very nice. And this was a very big trade on the ES. Rigo. On the ES stop, yeah, Rigo, you can, if the ES is pulling back, is going back to this number here, Rigo. So if you want to move your trends, you are on that trade. Okay. So move it, move your trend stop. If you're hoping for a bigger trend, then hide behind this area here, Rigo. Or if you want to be a little bit more, you put it here on the re-entry, and one here, my friend. You are on that trade, aren't you? The ES. How many contract, Rigo? One or two? This is the pullback area on the ES, and this is the final. You are on two. I won't be surprised with you. Okay, you're a happy camper. Uh, Rigo, the reason I have this one here, because the auto trade on the swing trading has a closed position. So to play it safe and protect your profit, Rigo, keep your eye on the 29.26, sir. If this market gonna go below that number, close position and call it off, you are $800 in the trade. It is very good. So uh, stay on. And if the market goes up, this is your lucky day. This is $1,000 trade. You're done. I'm not surprised you got two on this one. Let me try to find you reversal, Rigo. Just a second. Rigo, the ES is already overdue. The ES, and I will not. You have the third target for today. Those that comes between 11 and 12. But you know what? There is a very strong hold, so I'm not gonna be able to give you a reversal on this one. The probability this ES is going to be to 930.25, and that is gonna cause a lot of sideways on this ES. I would not call that reversal in here. There is a lot of support area all the way down to the 1625. So as Rigo, in the plain English, you kicked ass with the ES this morning, and don't even look at the ES once you are exiting from that trade. Is over. For now, is over. I don't know what will happen after lunch, but the ES, whoever took those trade in the morning, and actually this ES signal came out exactly when we started the webinar. So whoever took that trade, that's his. Oh, you are in a storm. Okay, good. Okay, well, enjoy the storm. But uh, this is over with the ES. Whoever took that trade earlier is fine. Now what you are picking up is crumbs off the table. There is nothing left on the ES. It's done. It's over. So let's see if we can nail that ES to the 29.75 and not to let it go below that 29.25. Look like you're gonna be hitting your target. Your target is 29.75. There we go, Rigo. That's your day. A good day for you to earn $1,000 on a stormy day. There we go. Oh boy. There is a lot of buyers. When you see this one, guys, blinking, that's mean there is a lot of buyers here coming in. But there is nothing you can enter the market here. It's too late, guys. But it seems like we're gonna nail the target. The target is 29, 30, 75. There is nothing left in it. We are 400 tick on the market analyzer based on the last entry signal. In total, 400 ticks. I don't know if you remember also, we had a new signal when here in the webinar on the DAX. I don't trade the DAX during the US session, but it nailed 46 ticks. That's a lot of bananas here on that trade. Okay, you hit your 1,000, Rigo. Get the hell out of there. Close. You have a storm. You don't know if you're gonna have the internet disconnected or something. You nailed 1,000 on that trade. Call it off, Rigo. I know you are an aggressive trader. Let me know if you close that position, Rigo. Also, we had a signal on the Russell, and I was surprised why it was short. The Russell, when the ES and Nasdaq and Dow Jones is long, but that signal short on the Russell didn't work, and the CL actually we're still struggling on that trade. Why? It looked like Rigo, he is in the storm, so he lost connection. I hope he got out. I'm gonna stay quiet for a while because there is nothing to do. We are waiting on a new signal. You know, with the new signal, we can follow it, but there is nothing. I cannot find any trade, guys. Whoever took those early trades took them, but there is no new trades. I'm sorry. The market is a bit flat. I cannot find anything on the YM, NASDAQ, CL. I cannot find anything tradable. There is all high risk trade, and I don't want to guide you to bad trade. So we're gonna stay quiet a little bit and waiting on a new signal. That's all what we can do. For this morning run, we got 418 ticks, and this is not bad. We still struggling on the CL and Russell. They're not doing well, and we'll wait on a new signal, uh, whether it's on an ES, Nasdaq, Dow Jones, and we'll follow that signal. Have you noticed, guys? We have always two entries. One when the market's open, 15 minutes once the market open. Lately, the last week, that's how it is. Then it dies on us, middle of the around 11 o'clock, it dies on us. And then it start picking up one more trade before lunch, and then it's over. So this is very good if we can split this market when the market is open, take the first signals once the markets is open, and then whatever we can grab out of it, like the ES, we have not hit the target yet, and strongly advise everyone to close this trade. And then we are waiting on a new signal short trade. So um, now we are waiting on a new signal. That's it. And what is nice about it with this kind of auto trading, you're not dealing with the chop market sideways. This is where most of the traders start losing money when the market get into a chop. So right now we can see this ES is over. I'm not sure about the Nasdaq because the Nasdaq is gonna hold at this area here. The Nasdaq, we have the true average price 76, 72, 75. I'm not sure this Nasdaq is gonna able to break this area here. So we're not gonna have a new signal right away. This is a very strong hold area. So I'm not sure about the Nasdaq is gonna generate a new signal right now. And so the eyes are on the ES. If this ES able to stay on those level, or if he's gonna break it down, that's mean we're gonna have a new signal. Very straightforward. That can really filter 75% of your bad trades. And when the signals comes out, let the auto trade take the straight, and then you can manage it, or you can turn on the fully automated trade and call it off. So we'll see. Look, the Nasdaq. This is a very strong hold here. You see, it's gonna be a hell of a ride to break those areas on the Nasdaq. This is coming. Look at this. This is your true average price. 76, 72, 75. Look at this. It's to the tick. It's holding, and we keep our eye on it. ES is holding. Nothing. Look what happened to the Nasdaq, guys. To the tick. Nothing we can do. Nothing. So this is what is nice, that we can spot when there is a trade and where it's not. This is the most important. And we just have to sit on the side and get a new entry. That's it. We cannot take any chances. It is a really critical area. The only thing you can take on that one here is a pullback re-entry on the ES. This is the only area when the ES pullback re-entry is always here. ES, NASDAQ, Dow Jones, CL, whatever. Here is your pullback re-entry. In order for us to get a short trade, we have to be confirming that this ES able to penetrate all those walls. So this is a key area for any instruments, either gonna make it or break it. That's it. Most of the traders, we have 50%, they wait on this market pullback and re-enter from those areas here. Because those trades here, they are 8 out of 10. Look, where is the NASDAQ? At the true average price, look. We need to see that the NASDAQ break that number. It's right in front of you. For the traders, it's looking at the bars. That's very nice. The bars went up and all this. But this is our level right now on the NASDAQ. 767275. And this is where exactly is holding at that number. Exactly. You know. You see that? Same story on the ES is holding those area here. So if we simplify that, once we are at this target, we are at this target. If this market pull back, here is your re-entry. If you are on that trade, you can decide to close it or you let the auto trade to close it. And then you wait on a new signal. This way you skip all those turbulence during the daytime when you have a bad trades. Really, those are simplify the chart to 3 pieces. Yes, Tony, I'll take your advice. I'm gonna go grab a coffee. I'll be right back. Thank you. Okay, guys, the ES is still holding on the same area, and I'm so glad Rigo is back. The system looks great on the ES. He have the system, and he's in the storm, and he's back. So if I was you, I will try to exit Rigo at 29.27. You are in a storm. You don't know if you're gonna lose connection or not. So uh, I tried to talk you into close the trade when we were up to 1,000, but you got disconnected because of your storm. So now this is another chance you can close Rigo at 29.2750. The Nasdaq also closed the trade, and we're about to have a new signal on the Nasdaq, guys. So we will um, keep your eye on the Nasdaq. We're about to have a new signal entry on the Nasdaq and YAMP. We're still a long way for a new signal. So this is gonna put you with $800, Rigo. So that's okay, 850 or 900. You have two contract, 29.27 should be okay. 27.5. Yeah, 27.5. Yes, yes, sir. Because you have a projection there. I'm not sure we're gonna be able to. And we're about to have a new signal, guys, on the Nasdaq. So should come out very soon. A new signal entry on the Nasdaq should come out very soon. Too bad, Rigo, because it was $1,000 right on the spot, 1,000, and you have those two contracts. You lost the net over the storm. Okay, guys, a new entry on the uh, NASDAQ right now, 64. 64 level, new signal. Looked like the signal changed, but now it's 12 o'clock. We're not gonna be. There is a new signal on the Nasdaq, but did not work the last signal, and I'm not sure the market is finished for now, and it is lunchtime. I want to say thank you very much for today, and we'll see you tomorrow at 10 o'clock Eastern time. Thank you very much, and please be careful. There is a lot of a chop today in the market. It's really hard to trade. Thank you for now, and see you tomorrow at 10 o'clock.